Rebecca, the question is, who's the sexiest politician? So you've just got to nominate somebody. Who do you think the audience went for on this one?
Well, I mean, power is a great aphrodisiac, so obviously that rules out William Hague. I think it's possible that the audience would have said all politicians are sexy because the very language of politics itself is sexy, if you think about it.
I don't want to help you too much, but...
Whips, private members, you know, all that sort of mass debate, that kind of thing. The Lord Chancellor's sack.
Yes.
Black rod entering the lower chamber. The white paper on the reallocation of EC fishing quotas. That actually may be just me. I don't know. But
I think it's all just you.
Yeah, right, fair enough. But I think probably they've gone for... Well, I'm going to go for Robin Cook, if for no other reason than every other woman seems to.
Yes, OK, well, let's see who the audience went for. Who's the sexiest politician? Robin Cook, well done. Bill Clinton was beaten into second place, not for the first time, and Margaret Thatcher came third. And she squeezed out Peter Mandelson into fourth place, apparently.
You don't have to squeeze him out. It's pretty obvious, really, isn't it?
Well, that's it. No, well done. A definite win there for Rebecca. And we move on to the yes-no round. Now, all politicians are supposed to have the ability to avoid answering a question with a straight yes or no. Should anybody who's taking part in this, any of you four, say yes or no, you'll hear this sound, and you're eliminated from the round. Let's start with you, Jeremy. Do you think that Glenn Hoddle should have been sacked?
If those are, in fact, your words, then...
They weren't my words, they were his words.
But the words that you just said, if they were, in fact, what you just said, then... People don't want to know the answers to these. I mean, you guys...
Do you think it was the press who got...
You guys!
Do you
Get out of here! Yeah!
Would you go back to Graeme Taylor?
I wouldn't want to prejudice any decision about that, that arse at this stage.
Do you think Alex Ferguson should replace him?
Clearly, I'm a big fan of Kiki Bawley, as you know. We played it at boarding school all the time. And clearly these are all things we will be discussing in the 21st century.
All right, Graeme, have you ever had anything taken out of context?
Many, many times, Clive, yes.
That's a little too easy, I'm afraid. Tony, do you believe in reincarnation?
I do, Clive.
Are you
Something I don't think I should really go into here. I understand it can get people into trouble.
Exactly. Are you worried now you're going to get sacked from whatever job you hold?
Not really, because my job isn't very good.
Let me ask you, Rebecca, are you pleased that Charles and Camilla were seen together in public?
I'm delighted to see two people happy at last, as I believe they are.
Are you a friend of Prince Charles?
I'm not.
Did you get an invitation to his birthday party?
I didn't, and I'm not bitter about that.
Do you think Charles and Camilla should marry?
It's not for me to say, Clive.
But haven't you got an opinion?
I certainly have an opinion. I have an
What is
opinion
your
on many
opinion?
things. My opinion is that they should marry if it makes them happy to do so.
So you think they should marry?
I really couldn't say.
Tony, do you think President Clinton will survive?
He will survive. He's a good man through and through, Clive. He's got a few dodgy habits.
You think he's a good man?
He's a good man. He's got some dodgy habits, haven't we all? I mean, I think we were talking about our night of porn together not long ago.
We were. Do you think he should resign?
He shouldn't resign. Not at all.
Do you think you should resign?
I may.
Will history judge him kindly?
History will judge him like it judges every president.
How's that?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Do you think Monaco will go down in history?
I think history has already judged that.
Do you enjoy a cigar?
I love one.
How do you smoke it?
I put it in my mouth and I puff.
Have you ever splashed out in a new dress?
I had a dress not long ago.
Do you have a special relationship
Oh,
with...
yes, for God's sake!
Jeremy, I think you're still with us. Have we seen the end of the state pension?
Clearly, this is a matter for private conscience.
Do you have a private pension?
Clearly, yes.
Well, well done. The last one left in is Rebecca Front, so is the winner of that round. Excellent. Now, we now go on to I like to keep in touch. How much do our politicians know about the real world? Now, Graeme, you're going to go first, and I'm going to give you 90 seconds to see how many questions you can get right about America. So there, if you have 90 seconds, starting now. Who could not tell a lie?
George Washington, or so he says.
Correct, that's 1 point. What's a fanny pack?
That's the cast of Sex and the City. or it's a bum bag.
I have to take your first answer, I'm afraid, on that one, and get no points. What is the Super Bowl?
It's the pride of New York Zoo, and that superb owl, by the way.
I have to give you that, however smug you look.
It plays football.
It is, indeed. Yes, of course, that's another point. Where would you find Tipper Gore?
After a very bad accident on a building site.
That's a bit too smug. I have to not give you the point there. She's the Vice President's wife. Who said I did not have sexual relations with that woman?
That was Bill Clinton's public defense. He said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Very good, yes. I'll give you a point there. Who's the First Lady?
The President's wife, using first in a very loose sense.
Yes. Hillary Clinton, another point there. Where's the Bible Belt?
It's holding up the trousers of faith, Clive.
Yeah.
In the American Midwest, or Midriff, as it's called.
Another point there. What's Dolly Parton's theme park called?
Silicon Valley.
I'm sorry, you don't... that would be a better title, but in fact... Oh, that's it, your time. It's Dollywood is the answer, and 5 points to Graeme Garden. Can you beat that as we switch to Joe?